Other interesting cultural news, you have Times Square getting a fat black woman statue. Ironically, from the people who tear down statues all over. Now, this is brought to us thanks to End Wokeness, in which he says, quote, a 12-foot plus black lady bronze statue put up in the middle of Times Square, which I suppose it's a tribute to mediocrity. Because again, she's not a political figure, or she's not an athlete or an entrepreneur, or she's just a random black woman who's overweight wearing a rudimentary t-shirt.
And communicate those inner worlds that we have, and sometimes we misinterpret with one another, to try and create an understanding and basically encourage empathy.
I was going to say, YouTube will probably take that music out. I'll mute it because it's abysmal music as well. And you have a bunch of large black women. Is that the Truffle Shuffle? I think it's the Truffle Shuffle from Goonies. Is that dance coming back? They're all dancing or attempting to dance around the statue. Granted, I don't have much ground to stand on because my dancing skills are more like Elaine from Seinfeld. They're lacking, to say the least. Hopefully there's no video evidence of me trying to dance throughout the years on the internet. I don't think there is. And this went pretty viral. Got 13.8 million views and 12,000 likes. One of the first comments come to us thanks to assistant to regional manager and Dunder Mifflin. The Statue of Liberty representing the end of slavery. And now it's this being black is a vibe, getting 167 likes. X Van Fleet, a famous individual who escaped communism in China and I would argue is based AF, says, quote, it's simple that the city has fallen, getting 290 likes. Arthur Eagleman says, quote, can I ask why? Getting 1.8 thousand likes. That's a good question. I wonder what people said to him. Trump Tracker says, doesn't matter. You'll just bitch about it either way. Getting 21 likes. Butch Canner says, is this supposed to be Letitia James? Getting 63 likes. The Sports Patriot says, quote, no, Gunther, you need to rephrase your question and say, can I ask why? Ooh, a word pod because he spelled it A-X-E, getting 89 likes. I'm surprised there's no jokes about people trying to topple it over because that's usually what the radical left does to historic statues. If you were to do this to the statue, if you were to actually topple it over, it'd be very dangerous because, again, there'd be a possible, not insignificant possibility that there'd be an earthquake because there's so much mass of the statue. Going back to the main comment section, you have Paul Zupa saying, quote, they should be celebrating people who are healthy, getting 278 likes. True. And people who actually achieve something in life. This is literally just a random woman they made a statue of. Just further evidence of the political decay and the cultural decay, rather, in the United States, where, again, we used to build statues of great men and great women. I'm actually surprised they never actually built a statue of the gal who invented Kevlar, one of the most important materials, I would argue, in well over 100 years. It saved countless lives thanks to this major application used heavily in body armor. Yet they never made a statue of her, and yet they make a statue of just a random person. We also have Mr. Mytherts saying, quote, thoughts, and it's an article that says plus-size women admit they're not attracted to overweight men, getting 325 likes, which if you're a man, you're canceled, you're ostracized if you dare have any standards. But yeah, they could say that. Memeholic, a little disappointed. He said his name is Memeholic, and yet he responded just in standard text form. Nevertheless, I'll read what he has to say because he got 667 likes. Now he says, quote, give us your fourth generation welfare families, your absentee fathers, your closeted homosexuals, your slothful diabetic aided grape soda guzzling, I'm going to butcher this word, reprobates, your contemptible, STD riddled, pilfering, felonious. That can't be right. That's like Thelonious Monk, the old jazz star, who I did play in a play in middle school. No, elementary. But he said, your felonious masses yearning for things for free. Getting 667 likes. Highly insulting. I wonder if people agreed. Let's see. A lot of people saying they're seeing similar statues in Italy, asking what the hell's going on. A lot of people agreeing with him. So he actually was not, as the youth might say, ratioed there. You also have Sam Freeman. I don't get it. Why are some people appalled by this? He got 420 responses. He also got 142 likes. Black Views FBA says they're appalled by anything that's black, getting 83 likes. Sam said, I think you're right, getting 17 likes, which I don't think so. It's just mediocrity. This isn't a person. It's just a random black gal who's overweight, which I don't know why you would ever celebrate. Again, one of the best inventors in history, well, in terms of making kids happy and having a profound impact, I would argue, well, also in retail, but also in the toy category, would be the former NASA engineer who invented the Super Soaker. He was an African-American. People should, if I were a toy company, I might have a statue of him outside if you're trying to celebrate some of the inventors who literally talk about making a dent in the universe. Who didn't have a kick-ass super soaker growing up, and who didn't aspire to have one of the ones that are so big at I don't know, what was it, an extra extra pack of water in your back? I mean, they had some really cool stuff. No one talks about him. Let's see here. Going back to, so I personally, I don't think it's the fact that it's a race. It's the fact that it's a statue of someone who didn't achieve anything. It's just a random person. Why have that in Times Square? I don't get it. Ruby Tubi says she looks like she's about to call you racist, getting 3.2 thousand likes. Anti-woke memes, he gets an A+ for marketing. He did in fact respond in meme form, and he says leftist logic. There's a picture of a very obese woman with a 49-pound carry-on bag at an airport, and it says 50-pound max, and it's okay. And then you have a picture of a gal who's 120 pounds, and the bag is 51 pounds on the airport scale, and the airport employee is irate. That got 1,000 likes, which, I mean, for all the penny pinching they do in the aviation industry, I'm surprised they don't weigh the person, and you have to pay him per pound. But that is one of the BS fallacies when it comes to airline flying. Counterpoint, some people argue that it's because the airline employees, you have to move the bags and it's extra strain on them. I don't buy that, considering if you're in average shape, you should be able to pick up darn near any of those carry-on bags. Again, they're carry-on bags, and even the check-in bags, you should be able to carry that. I'd argue most men can. You also have Libercat Media TM say, quote, why do you think of the new Letitia James statue in Times Square getting 104 likes? Real trucker Jake Logan says, it would be more appropriate to show a statue engaged in a fight with a Burger King. And 1.9 thousand likes. In community notes, it would be a Starbucks. Kidding. Though the Starbucks video of the fight did go viral earlier this week. Ragnarly has and I don't know if this is real, but it's a picture of a beautiful marble building. It says white culture, and then it has a picture of a Nike logo, or a Nike banner on the building. It says black culture, and it says own the floor. Now, I'm not sure if this is photoshopped or real, though it is. I mean, Nike was also founded by Phil Knight, who is white, but nevertheless, that was the meme, and got 1.5 thousand likes. A lot of people having a picture of her, or the statue compared to Letitia James, getting 75 to 100 likes. Miss Ambers has a picture of Statue of Liberty, and then has a picture of the bronze gal that says statue of free shit to me, getting 74 likes. You also have a lot of people juxtapositioning the two pictures of the statue of David, which is a beautiful sculpture by Michelangelo, and then this random, overweight woman getting 126 likes. You also, Barefoot Pregnant said, Times Square doesn't need a statue, it needs sanity, getting 65 likes. That's true. Or Funian says, quote, why does she look like she wants to speak of the manager immediately, getting 2.1 thousand likes. Let's see here. A lot of people just have pictures of RFK Jr. looking disappointed because she's, again, obese. So, yeah, another bizarre thing. I'd also argue another sign of cultural decay in the United States is they celebrate mediocrity, who, again, this person didn't achieve anything in their life, and they just made a statue of that. Oh, one more. You have Dr. Harambe's ghost. And it's a picture of a famous Steven Crowder at this table, and it says, change my mind. It says, New York City is a third world country, getting 907. They get 908 likes because fact check true. There's a reason people and businesses are leaving shitties, in droves. So we'll see. Do you think, will people come from all over the world to visit Times Squares and see this statue? Will it be soon souvenir statues you can buy? I mean, I doubt it, but you never know. Let me know in the comments, because as always, be fascinated to hear what you have to say. Thank you, everyone, for taking the time to tune in today. Again, try to get to 5,000 subscribers by the end of the month, so you can click that button. I greatly appreciate it. Also, give me a thumbs up, thumbs down, or a comment. It's a great way to give me some additional feedback, letting me know how I can make sure better and better. Lastly, don't forget to take time to tell your family, tell your friends, tell your coworkers, heck, tell your enemies, tell anyone and everyone. Just stay safe and fight the good fight.